What's going on, my little twisted army? It's your boy Magic Pat, and I actually want to talk to you about a different rod and reel. This is the first one to actually go viral for me on, I believe it was Facebook. So we're going to talk about the Okuma Serrano rod and reel today. Like I said, this is the first piece of equipment that went viral for me. This setup right here, I've got the reel just to make it easier for you to see. It's kind of hard to have the rod in my office right here, but I had a reel go viral with this setup, catching a spotted bass. And the reason is, obviously, because of the color. It's a really good color setup. It looks good. It pops in the sunlight, and it catches attention. Now, one of the good things about this reel is it weighs practically nothing. Reason why is it's graphite, all right? So it's graphite, everything, even the reel seat. And I've had people, when I went and bought this reel, I actually bought this before I was ever sponsored. I had people telling me it will break on a big fish. It won't last. Even when I bought it from the store, they were telling me that they wished I didn't because they were afraid it would break on a big fish because of the graphite. As you can see in these videos that are playing behind me, not only is that not true, but I caught some incredible fish on this setup all year long. It gets about 12 pounds of drag. They say 11 pounds, and I'm pretty sure I've gotten it up to 15, but you really have to ratchet it down hard to get 15 pounds. But it's more than enough for a bass setup. I guess I want to say it's like 100 and like, it's around 120 yards of 12-pound line, something like that. They say like 90 yards of 16-pound test. Realistically, I've got 100 yards of 16-pound fluorocarbon on here. So I know it holds at least 100. This is a little bit thinner fluorocarbon, but still, it's right at 100 yards. So this reel is 7.2 to 1. So it's a faster reel. It's not like a hyper fast, but it's still fast enough that you can do faster lures and baits and stuff like that. I actually will use this a lot for spinner baits, believe it or not. I like to burn spinner baits and get like that kind of like crazy, just instinct strike out of them. I use this reel for drop shot fishing, jerk baits, and I actually took it saltwater fishing, was catching redfish. I actually hooked a shark on this, believe it or not, using a jig, which was a wild ride for about, I don't know, 5 minutes before he broke off. Super smooth for something that's around, I want to say they sell these for about $100-ish, something like that. The rod and the reel combo together is less than $300. The rod that I've been using is a medium action rod. I will say I feel like the rod is a higher quality than the reel, but the reel is still really good quality. I'm not saying it's bad quality. It's really good. It's just the rod almost feels like it's a tier higher. Really good grip on the handles. You know, when they get wet, they actually grip better, whatever type of wind grip stuff material this is here, and it's got their logo printed into it. Super good reel for like just about everything. It's one of those all-around kind of reels. You can kind of get away with doing a lot of different baits with it. You got the adjuster here, the magnetized weight adjustment for whatever lures you want to really dial that in. I don't mess with it too much, honestly. You got your regular dial here, and it's just been a super consistent reel for me. It didn't break the bank. I've had no issues with it. I think I've been fishing with it over 1.5 years now. No cracking. Actually, it's coming up on, yeah, it's right up 2 years now. No cracking anywhere. Never had to replace anything. Never really had to clean it out too much. I did have to clean it for the first time yesterday. It got some dust in the worm gear. Some dirt, I mean, from a windstorm we had pop up. But other than that, it has held up fine in saltwater and freshwater. I went from using lighter line up to heavier line on it just because there's less of a range in the drag on this reel. I will say that. It's not like you can super dial it in. You either have like really light drag or you can get like really heavy. Trying to get it to that medium range on there's a little difficult. It does have the micro adjustments, but on the upper end, it feels like those micro adjustments like skip a little bit to like a higher end drag. I mean, right now we just barely, that last part has got it locked down almost, which is fine. You know, I fish a really heavy drag with this, even though it's graphite, like I was saying before. I fish a hard drag with this puppy. I don't give it any kind of like special treatment or anything just because they said it's the graphite. I really ratchet it down. I've caught big redfish on this. I have caught big bass, hybrids. I caught a hybrid on it the other day. Striped bass, largemouth spot. I've caught a bunch of big spotted bass on it. It really has held up well to everything that's going on. Now, I will say the color looks like it has faded a little bit, but that's because I'm in the sun so much. Once I cleaned it up a little bit, it brought some of the color back to it. Overall, for what you pay for this thing, it's incredible. I'm super proud of it. It's one of my favorite setups. I want to get some more eventually. I will have several more of these. And just what's great about it also, you know, because it's not a super expensive reel and rod, if anything happens when I'm in a kayak, it's not that big a deal. It's not like you're losing $500-600 on a setup. I mean, this thing is closer to about $250 total, you know? I mean, that's not bad at all. I mean, $250. I've been using this thing for almost 2 years and have put multiple giant fish in the boat with it. Big catfish by accident, which that was, you know, a surprise. We caught big largemouth, like I said, up to like 4 or 5 pounds. Not any giants yet, but still, I've caught some big hybrids on this. Big redfish. There's nothing that puts up a bigger fight than a giant redfish. And it's been a workhorse. So if you're looking for a budget-friendly but really heavy-duty setup, this will be a good one for you, okay? This one won't break the bank, but should last a long time. I've had zero issues with it. I can see it's gotten really dirty. It's probably time for me to really take it apart and clean it. But overall, it has been incredible. And like I said, it is one of my favorite setups. And I tell you, it gets everybody's attention too. If you really want to stand out, this blue and black setup that it has looks incredible on the water, especially when you're fighting a fish. So, you know, if you want to get one, go to Okuma's website, hit them up. Order you one, give it a try. I've enjoyed this immensely. Will continue to keep it in my arsenal. It will stay with me. It's literally one of the ones I take with me everywhere I go. Like usually, if I'm fishing, this setup is with me, whether I'm bass fishing or not. I mean, I've caught big sheep's head, all that kind of stuff with it. So get out there, give it a try. And if you want to see more reviews and stuff like that, or just want to be more focused on the channel, see some good fishing, then please subscribe to the channel, help me grow. I've been growing really fast now, thanks to y'all. It's been incredible, and I appreciate all of y'all. So I will catch you back out on the water. Peace.